Hi, thank you for taking the time to check out this video. I promise you won't be disappointed. Please take a moment to hit the subscribe button. When you are done watching the video, I'd like to know if you enjoyed it or not. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, hit the dislike button. Also, your feedback is important to me, so please don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. And finally, if you care, feel free to share this video on all social media platforms. Now, let's begin. So, in what can only be described as an absolute stunner, an absolute shocker to me, and I'm sure to many people, on the last day, on today, Thursday, May 7th, today was the last day that WNBA teams had to finalize their roster and waive whatever players they were going to waive. Um, the Golden State Valkyries, the second year Golden State Valkyries, made a decision that I can only describe as a uh, historically bad business decision for a franchise in waiving Kate Martin. Now listen, I'm not here to say Kate Martin is by any stretch of the imagination a great basketball player, but she's a good basketball player. Let's not act like she isn't good enough to be in the WNBA. She is absolutely good enough to be in the WNBA. But what I find most troubling about this decision is that no one seems to have taken like the business side of it into account, which is what I have a problem with the WNBA, is that they don't look at the business aspect of the league, because Kate Martin is a very popular player in the WNBA. Whether you think she's a great player, whether I think she's a great player, it doesn't matter. There are lots of fans that love her and love to see her play basketball. All right? In 2024, when she was with the Aces, her jersey was number 4. She was ranked number 4 in terms of jersey sales in the WNBA. When she was taken by the Valkyries in 2025 in their first year, her jersey was ranked 3rd in terms of sale in the WNBA. This year, it's ranked 3rd in sales in the WNBA. So I don't understand how a franchise can basically cut a player like that. Like, we don't want you. You're not good enough to make our roster. It's crazy. She is good enough to make their roster. And the fact that she is such a high draw in terms of the fan base and in terms of merch, I mean, she's the number one. She's ranked number 1 on that team. If she's number 3 in the league in terms of jersey sales, she's number 1 on that team. I think the only person behind her is Caitlin Chen, another player that they had done the same thing to last year until the fans really got upset with them and basically forced them to bring her back, right? This year she made the team, which I think is a good decision because she's also selling a lot of jerseys. Caitlin Chen has actually this year outsold Caitlin Clark and is number 1 in the WNBA in terms of jersey sales for the month of April, I believe. She's ranked number 1 for jersey sales, Caitlin Chen. So the Valkyries had 2 of the top merch sellers in the league, and they waive Kate Martin. That is a dumb, colossally dumb business decision. If I'm a GM that's understanding the business aspect of things, I'm rushing to try to claim her off waivers. I am rushing right now to try to claim Kate Martin off waivers because she's a valuable asset. She is an absolute valuable asset. Everything is not about purely basketball skill. Everything is not, you need to be this level of basketball player to make the team. You have to look at what the fans want. There are enough really good basketball players that you can sprinkle in a few people that you may not think is the greatest, but the fans love them because you're trying to grow a league. You are trying to grow a league. And in order to grow a league, you have to have people on the roster that the fans like, that the fans want to buy their jerseys. The fans want to come to the games to see them play. It doesn't matter if you think they're great or not. The fans love them. So you might have to cut somebody who you might actually think is a better player, but are they making you any money? Are they making you any money? They may not be making you any money. So if I'm making that decision, I'm picking the player that is good enough to be in the league and has the fan support that's going to make me money. Because at the end of the day, basketball, these leagues, the WNBA, is a business. It is a business. And you can't just look at the basketball side of it without looking at the business side of it. When it comes to the salary cap and player salaries, they look at the business side of it. I don't understand why when it comes time to sign players or keep players and, put players on the roster to say, hey, you made the team, they don't take that into account. Just on that alone, Kate Martin should have made the team, in my opinion. This is a colossally bad decision. Listen, the Golden State Valkyries is considered the highest valued team in the WNBA. And this is literally they're going into their second season. Why do you think that they are more valued than, say, the Las Vegas Aces that has won 3 titles? Maybe because they have players like Caitlin Chen that the fans love and is buying up her merch like crazy. Maybe because they had players like Kate Martin who the fans love and come into the games to see and is buying up her jersey like crazy. Maybe that's why their valuation went through the roof. I'm curious to see if they lose. I assume they're gonna lose her, you know. But I'm curious to see what their valuation is gonna be next year. So a lot of people on social media, a lot of Kate Martin fans are really upset about this. I went to the Valkyries Instagram page, and it said, roster update. The Golden State Valkyries have waived guard Kate Martin. One person said, are you effing kidding me? I got tickets to come to San Francisco specifically to watch her play. This got 460 likes. There were replies in it that said, literally me too. I'm so annoyed. Another person said, everyone goes to bat to keep Chen, and when they listen and cut Kate, it's a problem. Another person said, no, not Kate Martin. I was at last year's game only for Kate Martin, and now heartbroken by this announcement. You're lost, Valks. I usually don't comment on things like this, but this was a terrible. The fans are going. The fans are going nuts, right? The fans. Another person said, "R.I.P. almost all of my WNBA player T-shirts this year." And this is the problem. This is the problem the WNBA has. They are just cutting players that the fans like. Listen, if you have a store and you like selling a specific merchandise, but nobody's buying it, but you have another merchandise in the store that maybe you're not a big fan of and you don't really like it, but everybody's coming to get it, which are you going to sell? You're going to sell the one that people want to buy, even if it's not your preference in terms of what merchandise you would prefer to sell. Because if you go and you say, I don't like selling this one, I want to sell this one, and nobody's buying that one, you're going to go out of business, right? You need to sell the players that the fans want to see, right? You need to push, just like a record label. I look at it this like a record label. If you have a talent that you have 2 singers, one singer is great technically in terms of singing, the other one is okay. When your great singer drops an album, a few people buy it, but it doesn't go crazy in terms of sale. The other singer that's not as good a singer as that person drops an album and everybody's buying it up. even though technically that person is not as good a singer as the other person, but that's the person everybody likes. So if you're the record label, you're going to push that singer. Is it fair? Business is not about fear. Business is about making money. It has nothing to do with fear. It is about making money. And I find it weird that a lot of the players in the league that the fans love barely get any minutes. They don't really get any push from their team. For example, Caitlin Chen. She's a huge fan favorite. Why isn't she in the starting lineup? I would put her in the starting lineup. I don't care if you don't think she's a great player. The fans love her. Kate Martin. The fans love her. I'm not waiving her. I'm going to push the people that the fans love to see play basketball because I'm trying to sell tickets, I'm trying to sell merch, and these are the people that the fans resonate with. Whether you think it's fair or not, it really is not about fear. It is about business. And this, them waiving Kate Martin, is a huge blunder. The Golden State Valkyries, listen to me. They dropped the bag today, okay? They dropped the bag. And somebody's going to pick up that bag. Trust me. Somebody out there is going to pick up that bag. So, what else is there to say? Kate Martin has been waived by the Golden State Valkyries. I will see you in the next video.